Hey folks, welcome back to another edition of the KELLUMMD.com video podcast. Dr. Daniel H. Kellum Jr., Gabe Farias. If only you knew the banter we had before we started this podcast. But we can't say it, right? Because we're good, clean Catholic boys, aren't we?
Yes.
Dr. Kellum, how are you doing?
Good, Gabe. Good to see you.
Great. I know that this is a medical podcast. We talk about a multitude, a plethora of different health and wellness issues, but I got to start with the Longhorns. Oh my goodness, what a win for the Longhorns. Don't think it's still going to be enough to get on the CFP, but a great win.
Great win.
For the Longhorns over the Aggies.
Finally.
You guys were, Kellum was a happy household.
You know what, it was good because it was between them, the Spurs, and the Cowboys.
It's a great
It's a good weekend, but I think we are going to come up short.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
The loss to Florida, but we could get into that. And let's do a sports podcast and we could talk about that. But I don't know. I have a funny feeling they're going to sneak in. I have this kind of.
They were 13.
You're 13. That's a very good ranking right now, heading into the bowl championship. Anyways, whatever. Dr. Kellum, I tell you who's really not feeling good are people that did not get a flu shot and now have the flu. Tis the season. I know we're in the holiday season right now, but really tis the season to get your flu shot.
It is, for sure. And actually, it is the time. We've been seeing a fair amount of it, especially through Thanksgiving and after. We've been seeing a lot of upper respiratory stuff. And so encourage people, if you're getting cough, colds, congestions, cough, cold, congestion, headaches, don't just assume it's the flu or don't just write it out. I would encourage you to go in to see somebody because we can get testing done, really understand what it is. And it's important, and not necessarily because you need medicine, but it's just a good idea to know whether or not you're going to pass it on to your kids or your grandkids or to grandparents, things like that, because RSV has been pretty prevalent. COVID, not as much. Flu, for sure. But we want to understand if it's any of those things. And again, it's not necessarily going to change treatment, but for sure it can affect who you're going to be around. And in the holidays, we're around a bunch of families, so we don't necessarily want to get sick. So I would just encourage people, be responsible with that. At any of our locations or anywhere, you can come in, get a testing done. It's back within an hour or so, and we'll know what's going on with things. And
the flu is one of those things that could escalate very, very scarily down the road. Just take care of it now.
Absolutely, and that's the thing. We, with the antivirals and things that are out there, most of the time it doesn't become much of an issue, but flu is a killer for people in the U.S. and that's
especially the elderly.
Especially the elderly, and so that's why vaccines were developed. That's why we do that. But never just take it for granted that it's going to be a simple flu. If things aren't getting better, you're short of breath, you're coughing a bunch, be seen because pneumonias can happen, and unfortunately things can be problematic for individuals. And that's not to scare people, but just educationally, people need to understand that it's not always as simple as it may seem.
So it's time for Gabe's maybe stupid question of the podcast, because I always have one that's kind of teetering on stupid or lucid, right? That's a good segment, stupid or lucid. What if you have somebody that comes in, and I hope I get this right, that says, I'm allergic to poultry, I'm allergic to eggs. Is there an alternative? Because I think the flu vaccine is made
there's some different things that can be done.
Okay, good. Okay, but that's so stupid or not so stupid?
Lucid.
Okay, lucid, not stupid. But seriously, the precipice or the main ingredient in some of these vaccines are eggs.
Right?
Yeah. So.
But not always, and there's some mRNA-based vaccines that.
So there are options, I guess, is my question. Okay.
And so come in and see the provider. There's always risk reward for everything that you do. And in a case like that, it may not be a vaccine, but it may be having some early antivirals so that if things start early, you have something to take while you're getting tested. And so, there's a lot of options that can be bantered about with your provider just to make sure that we know exactly what's going on and what's best for you.
The flu versus RSV versus COVID, which is still around, although COVID is kind of watering down. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, it is a fair assessment. It's mainly more upper respiratory stuff. We don't see a ton of hospitalizations with that anymore. Flu and RSV can be problematic because it hits the same age group and very much symptomatically the same in terms of the chest cough, cold, that sort of stuff. And so it's a good idea to really understand that because treatments can be different.
Are there any types of, like, I'm going to call them holistic treatments, but like my grandmother growing up, she put Vicks everywhere when I had, any type of congestion. Do those kind of remedies help at home?
Symptomatically.
We put Vicks on the dog when it was suffering. Like, go put Vicks on the chest.
Those kinds of things are things you try if you want to feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
And maybe see if that takes the edge off while you're waiting to get in to be seen.
But be seen.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily just stick to that. And I would also encourage people, don't just Google it. Context is really important, and really understanding the whole premise behind what you're reading is a good thing to do. And not that I, don't advocate for people understanding things, but reading something without context is sometimes is problematic. And so.
And the beautiful thing about being seen at Kellum is now it's not just in shirts. You now have a location on Braun and 1604, the brand new location out here at Braun where we're taping this podcast. You've got the location in Berkheim. You've got your dad's location there that serves the west side on Marbach. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of locations in a good chunk of greater San Antonio that you can be seen.
Yeah, we've been very blessed to open this location and have our other locations. And so there's plenty of providers, there's plenty of opportunity. All you have to do is give us a call, 210-945-2121, and we can certainly make an appointment for you. So.
Yeah, and that's the shirts number, but those folks over there will lead you in the right. Make sure you tell them, hey, I live in the far northwest, or I live near Boerne, Texas, and they will guide you to the clinic and your providers, Dr. Kellum, whether it's you or Art Campsey or Dr. You've got the best providers in the area.
I agree, and I may be biased, but for sure, they'll take good care of you.
Yeah. Dr. Kellum, any plans for the holiday season, Christmas?
Just going to take it easy.
I went by your house the other day. I was amazed that they allowed you to put like 9,000. You're like the Clark Griswold of Monte Vista. Like, seriously. You had to bring in like 8 different Christmas light designers to do it. I'm joking, folks. He's got a very nice, it's a nice setup. I think we're hiring a guy for our house, but that's a whole other conversation for a whole other time. There's a bit of a communicative issue, but we'll discuss that later. Dr. Kellum, thank you so very much. And remember, folks, visit KELLUMMD.com to book an appointment to, not only do you have family medicine, you've got women's health as well.
That's exactly right. So anything we can do, please give us a holler and have a great holiday season.
That's it. KELLUMMD.com is the website to visit for Dr. Daniel H. Kellum Jr. I'm Gabe Farias, folks. Stay healthy.